Hello, my name is AMJ, and this is gonna be my first video where I talk about UFC 329, which happened yesterday, or pitches. Starting off with the prelims, we have a pretty exciting new prospect in Riley. Looking like Goob out there, hitting hard, riding Patty Pimbley. You always gotta like when you're at your lowest, you always gotta meet ride someone who you're close to, so that you can leech off of them, which is what I've learned from the UFC. If you're in English, you gotta copy Paddy. If you're Irish, you gotta like copy McGregor. If you're Dagestani, you gotta be Khabib. You know, there's no other way around. But pretty exciting fight and pretty exciting finish. Um, that, and I think he's gonna rise up pretty quickly if he gets a top 15 fight next. But anyway, we then have Cody, Nochin, Garbrandt. Sad loss, sad day. It's never a happy day whenever Garbrandt loses, because he is genuinely one of like my favorite fighter. Like his fight against Dominic Cruz, masterclass of striking head movements, and now like it just seems like, I don't know, he's just gone so downhill, and like I don't think anyone wants him to not retire at this point. He's already taken enough damage throughout the years. I think it's time to just give it up. Very sad. But then we have an actually pretty exciting fight in Gable Steveson versus Alison. Now, if y'all don't know who Gable Steveson is, I don't know, to read a book. But basically, one of the most high prospects of the year. And the real reason why is because of his ties with John Jones, and also his plethora of controversies. Like you can't escape it. Now the reason why it's controversial because Gable Dudley Stevenson left Michigan off of rape allegations back in the day. Now, technically, he didn't get convicted, but that was on technicality off of course, his nickname, the loophole. But we'll just have to see where he goes from there, because we don't know what's gonna happen with him. Anyways, his fight was pretty good, like first round knockout, and to be honest, but it was still not pretty competitive, obviously, first round knockout. But you saw Alison get wobble Stevenson, which doesn't look that impressive, to be honest, but is just because of the hype that he has brought in with himself. And now you might now, like, even this early on, there's a hole in this game plan, yeah. But with that, you never know. We'll always be hyped with a prospect, and then maybe they just won't deliver. But I think he will, just because ties with John Jones. I don't think he can fail. I don't think Dana White will let him fail. He'll give him favorable matchups, and I think if he works on his striking, like I think he will get in title contention very soon. Like just because how shallow the division is right now, and I'll be surprised if it doesn't. But next we got, in my opinion, the more exciting fight. The debut of Bobby Knuckles, Robert the Reaper Whitaker in light heavyweight, and it was a pretty fun fight. He broke his jaw. Like, you can't tell me that's not like badass, bro. But with that, I don't think that. But with that, Um, he did not look great. He did look great. I mean, it's just that you can tell that he moved up, which I know that like the he obviously moved up, but it's the fact that he moves a bit slower than he did at one middleweight. I mean, another big jump, 20 pounds, 85 to 205. It's obviously like he looked different, but he looked really different. I say his hands are the same speed, but his footwork is just like not really the same. But I think if he like gets the opportunity to find his footing, then he will. I won't count Robert out. He's a champion. He's really a champion, and I won't say he's past his prime just yet. So I can't wait to see him like maybe get into even title contention in the coming years. Up next we have onto the main card, King Green versus McKinney. Now McKinney, I think, is a very underrated fighter, and by underrated I mean that Dana White just will not pay him at all. But in this fight, maybe we got shown why. You see, because people are calling it rigged, but I don't think it's rigged. I think it was just a very bad game plan. Because I think what was going through McKinney's head wasn't that like, oh, the round was over, I gotta like just survive. I mean, he did go through that, but his way of surviving was just ducking down and not protecting himself, and he was winning that fight like up to that moment. Like I think Green didn't even like clip him. It was just he just saw that he could survive the round, and that's so sad, man. I think Kenny's a very good fighter. Like if he goes through his fights, like he only seen the second round like twice, like ever. But with this loss, I don't think he's done himself any favors. Making everyone think that the UFC's rigged. I don't think that will do you very good in the UFC. But who knows, man. With that, we also have, following that, we have one of the better fights with Brandon Royval versus Kavanaugh. Now, this was fight of the night, like easily, and I think Royval had a good reason to brag or to beg for bonus money and for that fight, because it was a good fight. Back and forth action with Kavanaugh. It was just and he was winning the first like 2 rounds. I think it was just the fact that he was chasing that like win so hard that like he just gassed himself out at some point, and he just couldn't keep up. So, and Royval very good jiu-jitsu, pretty sure black belt. And so when Kavanaugh went to just wrestle him because he was tired, getting to the ground, it just did not go well for him, bro. That guillotine lost him the round or the match, the fight. With not only that, but I don't know, you just did not have a good game plan. That fight IQ was not there. Moving on to the next fight, Bautista versus Sandhagen. That was not a robbery. I'm sorry, every Corey Sandhagen fan. I'm one of y'all. I'm a Corey Sandhagen fan. I love Corey Sandhagen. He's one of my favorite fighters. Sadly, I think he's being too defensive recently with his like striking. He has very long reach. He has very good round. But yeah, it was not a robbery. People said that they give the first round to Sandhagen, but like Bautista at the end of the round like controlled him, almost caught him a stretch, almost ripped his leg out. But nah, it was not robbery. Sorry. But I think that now that he won this fight, I think that Bautista is in the very weird spot, I would say. was him not doing enough or not like being in the right place to get like a title shot or something like that. But I don't think they'll give him like a good matchup with like um, O'Malley or something like that, because UFC is UFC, and they suck. And Sanhagen is also a rough spot. I won't say it's now like a downfall, but it's just so less favorable. I'm sorry. But now we're on to the co-main event: PSD versus Paddy Pimblett, done in the flash. I called it beforehand that PSD will just shoot in, neck up, exposed, and obviously he did. Paddy got the submission, crazy submission, like weird. Not weird submission I've ever seen, but like one of like the most intense I've seen in a long time in that fight. I think now Ilya can't dog Paddy. I think that's like the only fight they can make, because who's Paddy lost to just Justin Gaethje, so he doesn't have a reason to go for a title shot immediately, and neither does Ilya, in my opinion. So I think that just book the Paddy v Ilya fight, get over with. Winner gets. I think that Justin should fight Arman. Winner of Ilya versus Paddy gets the winner. And BST, Mateusz Gamrot. Simple as that. Mateusz Gamrot goes and tries to figure out how to not leave his throw up in the air. And finally, we got the thing everyone's been talking about, the main event. What to even say about this, man? Like, just disappointing. I think very disappointing. And like the thing is that like I don't even know why this was like the main event, And I always need some reasons for that, because like even if this meant nothing, basically, is what I'm saying. And I know that kind of sounds crazy was what the fight is. It's literally Conor McGregor. Like, how could this fight not matter? Well, first of all, it's up in welterweight. Neither of them are ranked in welterweight. Second off, he's injured, hasn't fought in 5 years. Y'all really think that the sport has evolved so much in those 5 years, and y'all really think that they would have come in like Pratas, JDM, anyone good like that? No, they don't get favorable matchups, obviously. What was that? But now it's like the disappointment of the year. Whether or not he had like injury coming into the fight, it just was not good at all. Going with that, I think that Holloway took that like was the man in that situation, to be honest, because obviously he just told them they shouldn't be fighting, and I'm glad that the ref also saw that they shouldn't be fighting. And whether or not he had injury going into the fight is up for so much debate. I think we'll see in the coming days. But how I would rate this card, my personal rating system, I'll give it about an 8.2 out of 10. Disappointing main event, but kind of infamous in a way. Turned infamous. Okay. Subscribe, comment your opinions down below. Tell me what I should do better. And also, I suck at chess, so don't worry about this gameplay in the back.